Mercury Theater of the Air, did a lot of Broadway shows, and then started making movies in the mid-40s, and he was in a lot of really great stuff. Had a long, long career. But he actually wrote a film called Cage of Glass from 1964, and it's like a crime mystery thriller that we may be able to get our hands on and restore at some point. So John Hoyt was terrific in that film. Okay, I didn't get a person to volunteer, so I'm looking for somebody who will just jump out of the audience right now and be courageous and come up here and play Name That Noir. Be a hero, because, you know, we want the show to move on here. You know, so if I don't get a contestant, I'm just going to think that, you know...
Come on.
Wait, that's how you do it. The way you do it is you just like stride up to the stage and say, I am the contestant. Very good. All right, fantastic. Well, what is your name?
Mimi.
Mimi. Hi, Mimi. I think Mimi it seems like you have a lot of friends here.
I do.
Okay, very good, Mimi. I appreciate that. Okay, you ready to do this?
No, but we'll go for it.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a little secret, Mimi.
Is it easy?
I don't know if it's easy or not. I don't know your level of this stuff. But I will tell you this. You're going to win. I may as well just hand you the prize right now. I know it ruins the drama, but, you know, if you don't get it right off the bat, I'm going to help you out. And if you still don't get it after a couple of nudges, we're going to do like the telephone. Yeah, you phone a friend. Apparently you have friends in the audience. So if Mimi needs the help, she may get this. But if Mimi needs the help, I will signal you when it is okay for you to call out your answer. If you think you know the answer to this question, right? Now, be aware, you don't have to give her the right answer. then Mimi has to, like, figure out who's her friend. Okay, here's the question. And when we do this week, bear in mind that all the questions are going to relate somehow to the movie you just saw. Okay. All right, here we go. Look at this. I think I wrote this.
I see it. It's awesome.
The director of tonight's movie, Richard Fleischer, began his career making a series of B crime pictures for RKO. One of those, made in 1950, but not released until 1952, elevated him to A-list status. It starred Charles McGraw and Marie Windsor. Can you name that movie?
Was it T-Men?
No, it was not T-Men. I mean, Charles McGraw is in T-Men, but Anthony Mann directed T-Men, not Richard Fleischer. I would say that this movie elevated him to A-list status with the momentum of a moving train. It was so fast. It was like incredible how, you know. And you know, there's a very, very slight distance between B-list status and A-list status. It's so small. Okay, I think it's time for us to phone a friend. So you now everybody can just.
There we go.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. It sounds so convincing. I guess I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
So the answer is, again, narrow margin. That is correct. And for being a good sport, Amy, you're getting a really terrific film. Not that I would consider this to be noir, but it's a great film. Edward G. Robinson, Ida Lupino, and John Garfield in The Seawolf, which had been unavailable for quite a long time, but our good friends at the Warner Archive Collection have now put that out as a Blu-ray. I hope the hell you have a Blu-ray player.
I do.
Okay, good. Then you get to see. You can't watch that for a week because we expect you to be here every single day.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good, very good. Here, you can keep the question that you didn't know the answer to. Okay, very good. Thank you, Mimi, and thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming. what we just saw in the first half of the bill tonight was the B movie, obviously. And now you're going to see the A film, directed by the man that I consider to be the greatest director of noir films in America, Robert Siadmak. This is one of the last films that he would make in America. Deported would come after this, and then he would move back to Europe. And it stars the greatest actress in the history of motion pictures, Barbara Stanwyck. I say unhesitatingly. And her co-star in this is Wendell Corey, who plays a drunken district attorney. Mrs. Corey, thank you very much for that. And he was a Hal Wallace discovery, and this was like his first real crack at leading man stuff in this movie. And to become a leading man opposite Barbara Stanwyck was quite a big deal. Sadly, he does play an alcoholic in this movie, which was not a big stretch for Wendell Corey, because he really did have developed in the 1950s a very severe problem with alcohol. So we're starting off the festival with these two movies that are sort of representative examples of what noir looked like at the end of the 1940s and the very beginning of the 1950s. Because Trapped was made in 1949. It definitely had a 40s feel to it, that semi-documentary thing that starts the film and all of that. And it had some very traditional noir visuals in the movie. This film is very much a movie of the 1940s that you're about to see. But as this week goes along, the whole point of this program is you are going to see a real shift in how Hollywood operates, how the movies look, how they feel. You're going to start seeing more independently made movies. This is a Paramount production with all the art and craft that Paramount can bring to bear on a movie. But as I say, as we go along, things are going to change, and you're going to get a real sense of how the movie business and the movies themselves changed dramatically in 10 years' time, even though you're seeing a lot of the same types of stories being told. So that's all just preamble to explain what's going to happen this week. I am thrilled to present this movie, which we rarely get to screen. It has not been restored. You are seeing an original 35mm print that Paramount was kind enough to let out for Noir City. You're applauding now. I hope you're applauding when the film doesn't look great. But, you know, if you like your vinyl records, you're going to love this movie. So, without any further ado, I am thrilled to present the greatest actress in the history of motion pictures, Barbara Stanwyck and Wendell Corey, in The File on Thelma Jordon. Thanks.